First up, let's get you the latest that's coming in from the Supreme Court that has made a significant comment. Now, the Supreme Court says, and allow me to quote, that India is not a dharamshala that can entertain refugees from all over the world. Now, this is an oral observation that has been put forward by the Supreme Court while refusing to interfere with the detention of a Sri Lankan Tamil national. What more has the court said and in what context? What does this mean? Our colleague Nupur is joining us on the phone line to fill us in. Nupur, first up, explain the context, the case and the significance of what the Apex Court has said.
Well, yes, the Supreme Court bench headed by Justice Dipankar Datta made these remarks and observations while hearing a petition by a Sri Lankan Tamil man who had come to India on a visa and has in fact requested a stay here, saying that in his home country there was a threat to his life. And the council also urged the top court to allow him as a refugee to stay here. But the top court, in fact, had to remark that India is not a dharamshala that can entertain refugees from all over the world. The Justice Dipankar Datta was seen orally observing, and it in fact went ahead to say that India has already it has struggling with its own 140 crore population, and is India to host refugees from all over the world when we have our own issues to deal with? And making this observation, the top court said that this is not a dharamshala and he does not enjoy any fundamental right to stay here under the constitution. So the top court, while rejecting the petition from the refugee to seek extension of his stay in the country, made these observations, which are in fact crucial in itself, because India is in fact currently dealing with a lot of refugees and migrants that are coming across from borders, and in fact there are other cases also that are still going on with regards to Rohingya refugees, be it with regards to others. So keeping that in mind, the top court might have made these comments, which you know are very strong comments in themselves.
Oh yes, and you know, Nupur, when the Supreme Court says that India is not a dharamshala, that is a very significant remark. That also tells you the mind of the Supreme Court, and particularly, you know, in the reference of what the Supreme Court had said earlier vis-a-vis a petition about the Rohingyas, and the Supreme Court did say that this looks like a beautiful story, but that's about it.
And Diti, I want to point this out here also, that this petitioner was in fact previously the Madhya Pradesh High Court had ordered that the petitioner should leave the country immediately as soon as a 7-year sentence imposed on him in a UAPA case gets over. So it's not that he was a very common refugee. He has been convicted and sentenced to 7 years by the Madhya Pradesh High Court, and the petitioner's counsel, however, said that he was a Sri Lankan Tamil and he was facing threats back in the country, but he also does not enjoy any clean track record. India has a history of protecting or granting relief to refugees, but when such cases come up, the Supreme Court has also to make this stance clear that we cannot be a dharamshala to host people, in fact, with such background especially.
Absolutely, Nupur. That could have far-reaching, implications. Though that is an oral observation, we must also underscore that. But for the moment, thank you for getting us the context and the implication of that big statement that comes in from the Supreme Court that has reiterated that India is not a dharamshala.